Hi guys, welcome back. I filmed and posted my first ever tutorial video yesterday, and I actually learned a lot from doing it the first time. The editing wasn't the greatest, the camera quality wasn't the greatest, so I'm gonna try and make that a little bit better today. I don't have, the full setup like most YouTubers and makeup artists and whatever do. Hopefully someday, but as of right now, I'm just filming on my phone. But I went ahead and already did my eyebrows and my my lids. Like I primed my lids off camera just because that part takes a little bit for me. I went ahead and used the Morphe Micro Brow Pencil in the color Chocolate Mousse on my eyebrows. And then I finish it off with the Milk Kush Fiber Brow Gel. And that just helps keep my hairs in place and give them a little bit more of like a bushier effect because I don't really have thick or full eyebrows to begin with. And then I also primed my lids with the P. Louise base in shade Rumor 02. This stuff is my favorite. It makes your shadow stay on forever. So one of my favorite makeup artists right now is Michaela J Makeup. I discovered her on TikTok. She posted this look on her Instagram that I thought was absolutely stunning. And so I decided that I wanted to recreate it today. And it's kind of more of a classic glam look. And I'm more into using like super bright colors like this. Hence why I did what I did yesterday on my last tutorial. But I'm going to be using this palette right here, the Morphe 35XO palette, and it just has a lot of more neutral shades that are super, super pretty. So this is what we're going to be using today. Okay, so for the eye look, she did kind of a smoked out cut crease, and then she did a shadow winged liner and kind of smoked it up a little bit into the top. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go in with this shade right here called Make It Official, and it's super dark. But we're going to blend it out with a lighter color in a little bit. This is just to give us a lot of definition in the crease. So what you want to do is take your little pencil brush or whatever brush you want to use. This just works the best for me. And then I'm just going to dip into it and get some on the end of the brush. And then I'm just going to start to tap it and place it where I want it. So I'm just going to tap it into my crease right here. And I have semi-hooded eyelids, so it's a little bit harder for me. As you can see, like when I close my eye, it looks like everything's there, but then as soon as I open up, you can kind of see how I miss some of the shadow right there. But I just like to bring this into my crease and kind of create the shape that I want. And then I'm gonna take a lighter shade and I'm gonna blend it out. Okay, so now you can see that I kind of got the shape that I want just by using that tapping motion. And that's what you want to do just to create the first beginning shape. And then after that, you can take other colors and blend it out. Otherwise, the pigmentation won't stick the way that you want it to. And now I'm going to go in with another like little fluffy pencil brush. It's more of a for precision for me. And then I'm going to use this shade right here called Double Tap. And I'm just gonna take that a little bit on the brush and I'm just gonna go right above that line in soft little motions just to start to blend out that harsh line. So we're just gonna go all the way with this line and bring it all the way out into that same shape. And we're just gonna keep doing that until we kind of get the gradient effect and the blend that we want. Just like that. So as you can see, I diffused this dark color into the more pink shade right up here. And now there's not a harsh line, it's blended. But now I wanna blend up a little bit higher just to get a better gradient effect. So I'm gonna go in with an even lighter shade. I'm gonna go in with this one right here called Come Here Often. And I'm just gonna lightly tap into that and tap off the excess. And I'm just gonna go almost all the way up to my brow bone, but not quite. And I'm just gonna blend out that pink shade all the way so that we get a seamless blend all the way throughout the eye. So just like that. And now you can see that there's no harsh lines and it's just one complete blend all the way up to the brow bone. So now I'm gonna cut my crease and then I'm gonna set that probably with the same color, with the Come Here Often color. And then I will be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and I cut my crease, and then I added that same nude color onto the lid just to set the primer. And now I'm gonna do the winged out shadow liner. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I have never ever been good at doing wings, especially because of the fact that I have semi-hooded eyes. So when I close my eyes, I never get the shape that I want. But these things have been my holy grail. They're from e.l.f. and I think you get like 6 sheets or something like that, and I think I literally got them for like $3 on clearance at Target. I like to cut mine in half because otherwise they're this long. And then I'm just gonna place this where I want it, right here. And they don't hurt your eye at all, so that's really, really nice. And then I'm just gonna place that right in line with where I did the cut crease. And then we're gonna take that same brush and the same colors that we used to create the cut crease and do the same thing on the wing. So I'm gonna use this dual-ended brush from Morphe. This is the M156. And I'm gonna go back in with that Make It Official color right here. And like I said, we're just gonna go in with the same colors that we used on the actual cut crease for the winged liner. So I'm gonna do that and then I'll be right back. I went ahead and finished that winged out shadow liner. And as you can see, because of that little tape, it gave me the literal perfect line. And that's why I love it, because if I tried to freehand that, there's no way that I would have been able to do that. Like, absolutely none. Now I'm gonna go in with this glitter shadow that I got in my Boxy Charm box. And it is so beautiful, like so beautiful. It stays on like crazy too. I'm gonna use a small little liner brush, which is this one right here. This is the Suva Beauty liner in the number 610. And it has a super, super, super fine point, as you can see. And I'm just gonna go in and put a little bit of that glitter liner right in the inner corner of my crease, about to the middle right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm back with both eyes done now. I'm gonna start by prepping my skin for foundation. I like to double prime because I have huge pores everywhere. They don't really translate on camera, but I have huge pores. I always have. So I like to go in first with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. And this stuff is so good at getting rid of the pores on my face. I'm gonna take this bracelet off really quick because it's loud when it dangles. And then I put this over my whole face because my pores are really big everywhere. So I do this and let it sit in my skin for probably like 30 seconds. And then I go in with another primer, and this is a gripping primer. So this has, I believe, hyaluronic acid in it, which helps plump your skin and just make it ready for makeup, and it makes it look really pretty. So this is the NYX Bear With Me primer, and I actually just discovered this not that long ago, and I used it for the first time yesterday, and my makeup has never looked more flawless ever. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna go in with my foundation. And the foundation that I use is this one right here. This is the Maybelline 24 Hour Super Stay, and this is in the color 125. And I'm just gonna use that with my damp beauty blender all over the face. Now that I have all my foundation blended out, I'm gonna go in with this concealer. This is the CoverGirl True Blend in the shade L600. And I personally feel like this is a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape. It's super full coverage, but it's not too thick, and it blends out really, really, really beautifully on top of this foundation. But for me, I've noticed that this one oxidizes just a little bit, because you'll notice as I put it on my face, it looks super light, but the longer it sits on here, it gets a little bit darker, which I like, because I don't like when my under eyes are super, super bright, but that's just me. Some people do, and it's all about preference. I'm a full coverage queen, so I put on a lot of foundation and a lot of concealer, but that's just because I like the way that it looks. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to set my under eyes and the rest of my face with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. This stuff is super bomb. I just got it everywhere. This stuff is super good. I think it's like $5 or $6 at Walmart. And I swear by it because it doesn't leave crazy flashback and it makes my skin look super airbrushed. So I'm gonna do that real quick and then I will be back to show you the bronzer and the rest of the face. So I just got done setting my whole face, and I like to use a damp beauty blender because it melts the powder into your skin really nicely. And then I went ahead and used this right after. It's the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and that just helps lock everything in place and make it not look cakey before adding more powder. I'm gonna do bronzer, blush, and highlight. For bronzer, I like to use the Morphe Glamour Bronze and the color Originator, and this is a dupe for the Hoola bronzer, I swear to you guys, and the pan size is huge and it was like half the price, I think. And then for blush, my favorite one right now is going to be the e.l.f. blush palette. It's super dirty, don't come for me, but this is in the shade Light, and I like to mix these two right here just because I think it makes me look really pretty. And then for highlight, I'm going to go in with the Ofra Rodeo Drive just to kind of, it's a gold highlight, just to kind of tie in with that gold liner that we did in the crease. Okay, so I just finished up the look. I went ahead and straightened my hair just a little bit, added some lashes, finished the underneath of my eye, and then also added a little bit of lipstick. The lipstick that I'm wearing is in the color Russian Red by MAC Cosmetics. I just got this in my BoxyCharm, but I thought it was the perfect color to add into this holiday kind of glam look. So I'm gonna come in a little bit closer so that you guys can see. So I have the gold liner right there, and on the lower lash line, all I did was the same grading effect that I did for the winged out shadow. So you start with the darker shade and bring it down. And then, yeah, this is the final look. I'm gonna turn off my light so that you guys can see what it looks like in natural light. So this is with no light and no filter. I think it's really pretty. And yeah, this is my take on a classic glam / holiday look. I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you next time. Bye.